Dave Palumbo here with an RxMuscle Redcon 1 rant. Today's topic is going to be something that I think a lot of you are going to be able to relate to. It's people who tell you you can't do things. I know it's crazy. I have a lot of clients who contact me on a regular basis and say, you know what? I have no support from my family. I have no support from my girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, etc. People tell me I'm wasting my time. I'm spending too much money. I'm selfish. I'm ego-driven. I don't know what to do. I have no support for the sport of bodybuilding. I have no support in anything I do. Everyone, puts me down and thinks I should just get a regular job with benefits, etc., etc. And you know what? That's frustrating. It really is. And people are always asking me for advice. What do I do? They know that I left medical school, I guess, against the advice of, although my dad never really said anything to me, I could tell he was disappointed. But, I really never had anyone telling me what to do. My dad was one of these people that kind of said, you know what? He's going to live his own life on his own terms. And I kind of was, in a sense, I was a little ballsy. I kind of took a lot of risks. Some paid off, some didn't. And, I don't have any regrets. But, a lot of people are afraid to live their life like that. And, they just don't know what to do when these situations occur where they get into a relationship or a situation where, people don't want to support them. So, I always go back to the old story that Wayne Dyer said. And Wayne Dyer is one of my mentors and, spiritual leaders, I guess you could say. He's no longer with us, but he told a great story about the Buddha. And the Buddha was traveling throughout the countryside with a companion. And this guy who was with him was putting him down and ridiculing him and mocking him and doing all these terrible things to him. And the Buddha wasn't responding at all. And this guy couldn't figure out why this Buddha wasn't getting annoyed by what he was saying to him. All the disparaging things and disrespectful things. And after 3 days of this, he said, Buddha, I have been calling you every name in the book. I've been putting you down. Everything I've said, I can't think of anything else I could possibly say that would be more disrespectful to you. And yet you've said nothing. How do you do it? How do you control yourself? And the Buddha said, that's very simple. He said, if someone gives you a gift and you don't accept it, who owns the gift? And the answer obviously is easy. If you don't accept the gift, then the person who is giving the gift still owns the gift. And that's exactly what the point of the story was. The Buddha was telling this person that if you don't accept the ridicule, if you don't accept the put down, if you don't accept the non-support, then you don't own it. Then it doesn't belong to you. Then it won't affect you. And some people may call that, burying your head in the sand, but that's not true. You can choose which thoughts, you can choose which word and language will affect you and won't affect you in this world. And what you have to learn to do is the people who are negative around you, the people who, even if they're very close loved ones to you, you just cannot accept it. Don't accept their gifts. Or as another nice saying Wayne Dyer would say is the good opinion of others. Because the good opinion of others don't mean anything. They don't have any impact on your life unless you let them have an impact on your life. And that's the key. You cannot allow other people to dictate what is going to happen in your life. If I would have, let other people tell me, hey, don't leave medical school because you've already done 3 years of it. What are you, crazy? And all the money you invested, I'd be miserable right now. Okay, I wouldn't be where I am right now, doing what I love. I started a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago, I got into, breeding of reptiles. And people said, what the hell is this guy doing? Wasting all this money on reptiles. And now I happen to be, one of the, I wouldn't say I'm the #1 breeder. I'm certainly respected in the reptile industry because I put a lot of effort and a lot of my passionate energy into it because that's what I enjoy doing. So don't ever let people tell you can't do something because you can do anything you want. The only time you're going to be affected, okay, by what other people say and other people's opinions is if you allow it to get into your energy field and disrupt it, okay? People are entitled to their opinions. Let them give their opinions and just let it pass right over you. Once again, another thing you can do is if you're surrounding yourself with someone who won't support you, then maybe that's not one of the type of people you want to have around you. You want someone who's going to support your ideas, your concepts, because we all know deep down inside what we want to do. And that's what we're drawn to and attracted to. And that's what we're good at. We're good at what we love to do. So once again, a lot of times people might say, don't do this or don't do that, or this is crazy, because maybe they're afraid to do what they really want to do inside, or maybe they just don't get it. Maybe they just don't see it because that's not what they're interested in, or that's not what they're passionate in. So when it comes down to it, and once again, I get these questions all the time. Let's relate it back to bodybuilding now. Why are you wasting all this money on bodybuilding? Why are you spending all this time on this diet? You're neglecting your job. You're neglecting your family. You're not eating healthy. You're too skinny. Okay, all these things don't mean anything if you don't allow them into your space. Push them aside. Let them roll over you, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep your mind focused on your goal and what you want, because you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. And if you think about what you do want, it's going to come to you, I promise. Look, I don't know all the answers. All I can tell you is what I've learned over the years. I've achieved a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. Every time I've ever put my mind on something that I really wanted to do that bad, I've always succeeded in doing it. At least in my belief system. Maybe other people think, well, he could have made more money, or he could have been more successful. In my system of what I wanted to achieve in my mind, I achieved everything that I always set my mind to. And I have a never-ending, infinite supply of things I still want to do, which is great. Because when you run out of things to do, that's when you leave here, okay? I got a lot to do. I'll probably be here for a very long time, and hopefully I'll be able to keep advising you. For now, though, remember, stick to your guns, do what you love, follow your passions and your innate intelligence, and don't allow the good opinion of others to affect you. Dave Palumbo with another Redcon 1 RxMuscle rant.